Hi, my name is Harrison Burns, and today I will be interviewing another person for Grieving Teens. Would you please give me your name, age, the school that you attend, or the year you graduated, if applicable?
Hi, my name is Summer Abrille. I'm 19 and I graduated from La Quinta High School in 2019.
Summer, my first question to you is how did you find out about the program? How did you find out about Grieving Teens? Were you recommended by a counselor or a friend? Go ahead.
I was recommended by a counselor. It was actually kind of like a deal that I had to be a part of grieving teams in order to stay in an honors class that I was struggling in.
Okay. Why did you start attending? Why did you first go to Grieving Teens? What was your grief, your story, the things you were going through at that time?
So low battery, sorry. My junior year, my grandma, who basically helped raise me, I grew up with her. My mom was a single mom, so we lived with my grandparents for a long time. She passed away. She had some type of deficiency gene, and her liver failed, and so I was not doing well. I wasn't really going to school. My grades were really bad. I was really depressed. And so one day my counselor called me in and kind of asked me what was going on. And I just kind of broke down in tears because I haven't talked about it at all since then. And she was like, okay, well, she's like, I'll make you a deal. She's like, do you really want to stay in your honors classes? And I was like, yes, I need to stay in them. And she's like, okay, well, we offer this grief group. She's like, that I think could really help you. She's like, and I also feel like if you were to attend, maybe it would help you with your grades and stuff. And so that's essentially why I started going.
Okay. How are you feeling during this time? Was it affecting anything beyond your school life? Was it affecting your personal life? How were you dealing with all this emotionally before you started attending the grief group?
So before I started attending grief group, before my grandma died, I was a very happy person, had a lot of energy. I'd come home from basketball practice, and I'd say hi to my parents, my brothers, I'd kind of just hang out in the living room with them. And once she died, I kind of would just, I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like every day was I was like a robot. I'd wake up, go to school, and that's if I got out of bed. I'd go to practice, and then I'd come home and I'd go straight to my room and just kind of sleep all day. So my mom kind of started noticing that I just wasn't really happy. I didn't really talk a lot. I basically just slept all day. I was pretty depressed. Started smoking a lot of weed, and that didn't help at all. That just made things worse, made me more depressed. So yeah, I was at a pretty low point before grief group.
Okay. I mean, the way that Tom always explained it to me was that death is what gives life meaning. It's a part of life. And part of the journey is the end. And I feel like, at least from how you explained it, it seems, would you say that it's accurate to say that you sort of lost a little bit of that light in your life when your grandmother passed away and life kind of felt dull, going through the motions, being a robot throughout that experience? Would you say that's accurate to say?
Yeah, pretty accurate.
I understand that. How was your life affected when you started to attend the grief group?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, once I started attending grief group and talking about it and hearing other people's stories, it kind of not made me feel better, but made me feel like I wasn't going through it alone. And I developed a lot of friendships in that group, and Tom helped me so much. Tom, before Tom, I couldn't really talk about it at all, and I got to the point where it was kind of just a routine thing, it was a part of my life, and every time there was a new person in group, we kind of introduced ourselves and tell our stories, and every single time it got a little bit easier to talk about it, and it just really helped me with feeling like I wasn't alone. I had people there for me who had been through the same thing, could relate to me. And yeah, it helped a lot.
Okay. Would you recommend a program like this or Grieving Teens to other people who are dealing with similar situations such as yourself?
Yes, absolutely. completely. It changed my life. It honestly did. It gave me a reason to like want to go to school, like want to get out of bed, actually talk about like what had happened and what I had been through.
Is there anything else you want to share as far as your story goes, or to let other people know that they're not alone, like you said?
Oh, God. I don't know. It's just, it never gets necessarily easy, but it does get a little less painful. And you just got to keep pushing as hard as it is and finding people in your life and things in life that make you happy. And instead of focusing on the negatives about the person you love who's gone, think about, were they suffering, like they're no longer in pain, or if they believe in God and heaven, like they're in a better place, they're with their loved ones, you know, and they're always with you in your heart or watching over you. And you just, it'll get better. It'll get better.
Things tend to fade with time, and the memories and the moments that we cherish and that we share with our loved ones are the things that we have to hold on to.
Yeah.
I mean, holding on to memories and the experiences that we had. Time is the most limited and precious commodity that we have available to us. And without experiencing those things and without having those people in our lives, life can be essentially meaningless. But that's pretty much all the questions I have for you. One last one, though. Do we have your permission to use this testimony and this recorded interview to support grieving teens in a professional capacity?
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, Summer, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy and effort. And thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.